Excellent. Yo. Me will shut a man in high crowd. If I'm next back up, I'm shut a man in high crowd. Next pussy fling a back, I'm shot anyone out of the side on the face. Easy people.
For those tuned in, I want to say peace, shalom, hotep, rahubat, peace to the gods. What's cracking? What's popping? Watagwan, sakpase, hola, vidasen. What else? Ah, man, y'all gotta send me some more. Y'all gotta send me some more stuff, man. But we in the building. Yes, I'm here, back by popular demand. You already know this. Today's episode is about. I have a two-part kind of question to the show today. First off, anybody, y'all keep calling in. The number is 646-756-5080, right? Am I right? I think I'm right. I think that's the number. Yeah, that's 5080, right. Facts. Yeah, so today's show is a two-part question. And I want y'all to call in. If y'all got any questions, I answer y'all questions, no problem. Whatever y'all want to talk about, you know what I'm saying? Whatever y'all want to ask me, I'll answer. You know what I'm saying? I would like y'all to stick to the topic, but no problem. I know people want to ask certain things, no problem. Whatever y'all call up and ask, I don't give a damn. I answer the questions. And also, like I said, when y'all watching the show, please be respectful. That's all I ask. Even if y'all come in with jokes, make them be funny. If it's funny, I'll let it fly. I don't care. If it don't matter if it's about me. If it's funny, it's funny. I'm not gonna sit here, and try to chain down people from doing certain things or saying certain stuff. But at the same time, if it's disrespectful, I will get at you. And I will shut you out. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the disrespectful stuff. If you watching the show, to me that's showing love. But if you watching the show and you trying to disrespect me, disrespect the platform, the fact of the matter, if you don't fuck with me, then you don't really fuck with the platform. You know what I'm saying? If you don't fuck with Stace, if you don't fuck with Shammy, if you don't fuck with Face, if you don't fuck with Flip, if you don't fuck with all these people and the people that come up to the show, you don't really fuck with the platform. And if you definitely don't fuck with Space Ghost, you definitely don't fuck with the platform. So support. You may disagree with what people talk about, and me too. I may disagree on certain things. They may disagree with me, but as long as it's respectful and the jokes are funny, you know what I'm saying? That's all that matters. We kind of deal with some serious topics on my show. And if you can't stomach it, you can go. No problem. I'm not begging nobody to stay here and listen to anything I talk about. You know what I'm saying? But I would definitely appreciate it that you rock with me and you stay tuned. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, today's episode is it's a two-part kind of question. I want to ask the people, do you believe in God? Number one. If you believe in God, what is God? If you don't believe in God, what is your substitution for God? And how do you see yourself in relation to morality without a God? Right? Now, that's just the God part. What is the God part? I hope y'all remember that. I'm going to build on it as we go. Second part is I want to word this correctly. The second part of today's show is something that it's a very touchy topic for a lot of people to speak about. It's a very touchy topic, but I think with the sudden resurgence in a lot of fun boy activity, I have to bring it up. And my 2-part question is, is homosexuality to be ignored or tolerated? Is homosexuality to be ignored or tolerated? Okay. That's my 2-part question. I hope y'all wrote that down. I want to give a little history. I do see some people calling. I'm gonna answer in just give me a couple minutes. Let me kind of build today. I want to give some history on. I should give some history on God first, right? Let me give some history on God first, right? Okay. So, in my studies, and in my opinion, as far as a lot of things that I've seen so far in my studies in other cultures, the existence of God was always prevalent. You know, God was always there in every single culture. They might not have called that deity or spirituality or the entity that they praise God, right? Because we all know God is, I think, the derivative or for that word God comes from out of the German, or either the German or the Russian, come from the word gut. I think gut. I think it is. I can't really remember. Y'all could look that up. But yes, God was always in every single culture going back in antiquity. So is it fair for us to get rid of God in this day and time? Is it fair for us to get rid of God knowing that, you know, in the ancients, they always had a God deity, or they always had some sort of spirituality, or what you want to call spirituality, right? They always had a female deity, whether it was monotheistic or, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They had multiple gods or whatever. Polytheistic is the word, right? Polytheistic or monotheistic. They had gods. So is it right for us to call ourselves atheists, if you will? All right, I'm gonna answer the phone now. See what people got to say. Yo, what's answer too late. Yeah, in my opinion, I think a lot of people in this day and time, they try to get away from God to kind of have a reason to be immoral or do things that would be deemed as immorality. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, like the church, right? The church is starting to accept certain forms of sexuality. Hold on one second. Let me answer the phone. What's going on? You talking to the God? What it is?
Hey, what's going on with it? What's going on with it, Tru?
We chilling, man. You already know. Here back in the building.
This your dog calling from Texas again, man. I called in last week to fuck with you, man.
Oh, yes, you did. Yes. And you were showing a lot of love, man. Thank you for that, bro.
Right, man. Nah, man, because your show went on the up and up, man. That's why I told you, man. And just relating to what you're talking about, the topic-wise.
Right.
I don't think about breaking away, like giving up on the God. I just think in this day and time, it's time that we find the God within us. You see what I'm saying? Like we praying, but then they praying on us. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And the gods want us to know that we're made in his image. So if we're made in his image, then we're made to uphold law. We're made to obstruct. See, we're steady praying and turning the other cheeks. But then if you want to pray to the gods, let's go back to the Old Testament. Because this new way ain't working. It's either going to be an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, or we're going to keep getting slaughtered. You know what I mean? So I just feel like as long as we praying, the God's looking upside our heads at us like, okay, y'all steady calling on us, but we inside. We inside of y'all. The church starts with you. The purity starts with you. The praying and the meditation only keep you sane. It helps you breathe so you can get oxygen to the brain and your heart, the courage to light it up. See, the rest of this shit, it takes courage. See, you can be brain dead and still be alive, but if that heart stop, you're dead.
So what would you say to somebody that doesn't want to believe in God, that says, I agree with you on the fact that I should look towards myself, but I'm not going to give it to no deity. I'm not going to look to the sky for no sky daddy to help me out. What would you say to that person? And that, mind you, that person does not pray. They don't do none of that stuff, but they do look within themselves for anything they need. What would you say to that person?
What would I say to that person? I mean, if a person basically don't believe in a sky daddy, they got to believe in something. Because, I mean, they're not waking themselves up. They can sit up here and play boo-boo the fool like, oh, well, I don't believe in no higher power. I don't believe in no God. Well, you didn't create this shit. So if you can see, to me, that would be kind of narcissistic. Like, you saying that, but do you really truly believe that? Because if you truly believe that, then make this move over here. Create really part the Red Sea. Make a way for your people. See, to them type of people, I can sit and talk with them, but in the same sense, their heart got to feel it to know that they ain't cranking their motor up every day. You know what I mean? They ain't the one that's, running their livelihood. Like I told somebody, you're not successful until you control your own destiny. And that goes for the same with religion. If people want to be religious, you can be religious. But you ain't got to force it on other people. I can have a conversation with a Muslim. I can have a conversation with a Mormon, an atheist. Okay. But in all sincerity, it all boils back down to the ultimate point of it all. Right. There was a creator of this. And we're made in his image. Everybody's not made in his image, so let's understand that. Some people don't have souls. So now it's time to identify with that as well.
So you said something critical just now. You said some people are not made in God's image. Is there a specific type person you're talking about? Or is
of course, the cancerous cells. The cancerous cells that run the government. The people that create diseases. But what happened to the swine flu? What happened to the Ebola outbreak? What happened to the H1N1? It's always a scare. They're trying to quarantine us.
So for those people that were not made in who you calling God, his image, what image were they made in?
I believe that they were made in a more demonic spirit. They were made in a spirit to, like capture and decapitate anything that is tribal, anything that is spiritual.
So let me ask you this question now. So it would sound to me that you're saying that it's almost like two different gods in a sense. There's not one God. There's two different.
I believe that. I do. So, I believe there's more than one God. I believe that's why if we identify with the tribes went through the ancestors, and the ancestors guided the way. So the rest of the shit is irrelevant.
So who's more powerful? The image that I would say me and you were made of, or their image? The opposing factors.
Ours is. Okay. That's why they can't defeat us.
It seemed like they've been defeating us for a while, though, brother. I ain't gonna lie. We look pretty defeated.
But listen, understand what I'm saying when I say they can't defeat us.
I'm listening.
They have not been able to wipe us out. They have been trying and trying and trying and trying. They have not been able to kill us off. We're like roaches. We done survived the apocalypse. We done survived Holocaust. We done survived slavery. We done survived AIDS. We done survived crack. We done survived.
Them roaches must have been made in the same image we was made out of. Because, goddamn it, we still here and they still here. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. We still here ticking. After every licking, we still ticking. So if we still here after every licking, we here to oppose some shit. And it's coming back in our favor. You're right. They have been defeating us. Right. But do you not see that now they at war with each other? This is the turn of the tables.
We have strong perseverance. That's a fact. We have strong perseverance. That's a fact.
Yeah, and this is the turn of the tables.
Yeah.
We coming back into power. People just got to open up and see that. While Trump in office, they at war with each other. We're supposed to be unifying, but we coming back together slowly but for surely. People just got to wake up and see that. That's why now you got so many more people. If you pay attention to social media, people are posting more uplifting shit, more spiritual shit. People ain't with the negative as much. Yeah, you got trolls, but then you got people that know to turn the other cheek to them trolls because you upholding something more greater than some little peons who cannot even, come to even, think and comprehend on your mind frame and your heart. Your heart is bigger than this all. They're tamed and trained to believe what they see. Just because they showed us that on TV don't mean that's what's really going on. They depict Africa to be this way on TV. Right. It's not until you go over there and see Africa, you be like, man, it ain't what they showed us. So we're believing that we're getting beat because of the scoreboard is only being presented to us by their cameras.
Factual.
It's not until we see it for ourselves that we find our true selves. The rest of that shit is irrelevant, and we don't always come out prevailing and prosperous. They can't fuck with us.
Hey, bro, what's your name again?
My name's Scrooge. I'm from Dallas, Texas, man, but I'm out in Texoma now, man. But I'm from Dallas, Texas, Oak Cliff, America, Oak Cliff, Texas. Represent 214 all day, man. But straight up, I'm always showing you love, man.
I fuck with you heavy, Scrooge, right?
Yes, sir.
I fuck with you, man.
And tell Queen's flipping them. I'm going to be getting with them because I actually got up with Shampoo not too long ago, and I'm running behind, but I got some shit I want to send y'all way. So we going to connect behind the scenes, man.
Definitely. That's what's up. All right, brother. Peace.
All right, follow me on Instagram, too, man. F-Side Scrooge, man.
I got you. Follow me back. Follow me, and I'll follow you back, bro.
I think I already follow you. Okay,
I'm going to look for you. Well, DM me, and I'm going to follow you right back.
That's the bet, homie.
Got you.
Salute.
Peace. Yeah, Scrooge, man. That's a good brother, man. He a little long-winded, but goddamn, he was spitting some real shit. Man. I definitely agree with him on a lot of points that he was saying. He was definitely coming with a more Christian background, but that's peace, man. I don't harp on people in they religious beliefs and things like that. As long as you're willing to fight for what our people need to fight for, and that's it. I don't really give a fuck about religious background. I try not to do that. A lot of people, I guess what people would call hoteps or whatever. I'm gonna build on that too. You calling me a hotep is not really an insult. If you know what a hotep is an offering. So yes, I am offering myself. I am offering myself to you. So if you calling me a hotep, that don't mean shit to me. You know what I mean? I take it in stride. So stop doing that. Stop doing that shit. You call them motherfuckers hoteps and shit like it's some kind of insult. Y'all niggas is just ignorant, man. For real. But I fuck with what he's saying. Me personally, let me answer this next caller. I don't want to not answer people. I'll be answering too late, man. All right. Yeah, so that was a strong bill. Me personally, being from New York, man, I grew up with a lot of different ideologies as far as God. I heard it all. I done heard it all, man. Let me answer. Yo, what's up? You with the God? What it is?
What's going on, man?
Chilling, brother. What's good with you?
Yeah, I'm just not much, man. I'm just piggybacking off of what he said, man. He's 100% right, man. But you got, we got to make it real simple, man. Like, I don't know if you read the Bible or nothing, but when you think of 400 years, what you think? That's a quick question.
When I think of 400 years?
What race do you think when you think of 400?
Well, of course, I got to think about the black people of the planet Earth. Of course, the original man, the original black man.
Here we go.
Of course.
Here we go. And, and God said he would enslave his people for 400 years, right? Now, you got to Google when slavery started, which was 399 years ago.
Right.
His people...
The anniversary is next year, yes.
Yes. I'm going to just people like this. The Bible was made for us. It's about I'm gonna just be real. You know, you gotta do the facts. And Donald Trump just passed a bill which is called the HR 12, which is recognizing the 400 years of slavery. Okay, and in the Bible it says he will put Jerusalem in an uproar. What did Donald Trump do? He made Israel the capital of Jerusalem, and now it's in an uproar. In the Bible, it says someone will try to build a wall to prevent me from destruction. What is Donald Trump doing? You gotta see when you explain stuff to people, you have to put it in fact. You have to put it in pertaining to what's going on right now.
Let me ask you this one question. I'm gonna ask you not to cut your wisdom, but let me ask you this one question. Do you feel that some of the powers that be read the Bible as well?
Oh yeah, they're the ones that put it out. You got to think about this. What's the easiest way for somebody to ignore something? It's when you give it to them. You can get a Bible at the gas station. You can get a Bible at anywhere.
Yeah, they put that everywhere.
But think about the rarity of it. If it was more rare, then more people would read it. But you got to sit back in. But
what I'm saying, I know. Are you Hebrew Israelite?
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Right. It's I'm still doing my Shalom, brother. Shalom. I would say that, you know, don't get these people twisted. These people that are in power, they reading the Bible too, and a lot of that prophecy that's in the Bible, they're trying to fulfill. They're trying to fulfill a lot of those prophecies as well. So you can say things. You can say, yes, that certain things were put in the book and stuff like that, but certain things are being played out purposely. It's just like the Jewish, right? The Hasidic Jews that shave their hair off.
There will be people that call themselves Jews that are not. But it's just
right. That's true too, right?
They can't stop something that God is doing. They can't stop it. The only thing they can do. That's why they're trying to build. I do so much research. That's why they're trying to build weapons to take out of space to fight aliens out of space. Come on, now they doing. Right. Now they saying they seeing aliens and all of this. Now it's too much. You gotta pay attention, man.
So what do you think? So let's try to. I feel what you're saying, everything that you're saying, but let's try to stay on course.
I'm just telling you what I've researched. I don't know everything. I'm just telling you what I've researched that makes sense, like the opioid addiction.
Right. All we have is. My bad. I ain't mean to cut you off. No, you good. They put crack in our neighborhoods and try to knock us off. Didn't work. It backfired. Now they dying off opioids. That's true.
You know
that's true. But let's try to stay on the topic. If we do that, we're gonna be on the phone all day. You know what I'm saying? So let's try to stay on the topic. I'm just taking facts though. You gotta tell me when I'm wrong. No. I could never listen. Everything that you said so far, in my opinion, and like I said, just because you research don't make it right. You know, I would never.
It's a difference between research and fact.
We can always.
You gotta put the two and two together. You know
we can always debate on prophecy, but see the thing about it is, right? I don't want to do that. My father used to have, my father was Nuwapian, right? And my father used to bring brothers that was Israelites, brothers that was gods on earth, brothers that was from the Nation of Islam, and they used to all sit in my living room and debate all day. I've seen it all my life. And my thing was like, okay, but what the hell did we do to change the fact that niggas are still in the corner selling drugs? We fighting each other. The debate. What I'm saying is,
as a people, we cursed as a people for 400 years. That's why you start as the 400 years goes up, you starting to see us come up as a whole.
Yeah, but if you do the history on slavery though, if not to cut your wisdom, but if you do the history on slavery, it was more than 400 years. We've been fighting. We have been spoils of war going back thousands of years ago. When you talk about the trans-Saharan slave trade, you know what I mean? That stuff goes all the way back. It's not just 400 years. They give you 400 years to cut out the rest of fucking history. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it's so much that we could talk about, but let's try to stick on the topic for right now. How important is the belief of God? Go ahead.
I mean, if you're a black person, it's 100% important. because like I said, man, you got to think about the people that's in the prison. You got to think, okay, think about if God. Let's think about it. Just like how Obama got in the presidential, and now they pushing the homosexuality thing.
Right.
Think about if everybody was homosexual. Think about it. There would be no reproduction.
Factual.
That's what they're trying to stop. You got trans. Think about this. Y'all know if you know what the Baphomet is, but the Baphomet is a transsexual. Come on, everything I'm saying is just fact. I mean, I can see if it was everything's more homosexuality everywhere. Now it's just training. Now if you mess with the homosexuality, you in trouble. You know you can't.
It's not a transsexual act. It's a hermaphrodite. I don't want to. It's a hermaphrodite deity. You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily want to. When you say transsexual,
I mean it is what it is.
Yeah,
man.
you know what I'm saying. I know what you mean, though. I know what you mean.
It is what it is. I'm not. We've been in oppression for so. I'm not giving nobody no leeway. It is what it. You know what I'm saying? You've been in oppression. Think about it. If people keep saying why, that's what you got to do your research on. If you got to ask why, then you got to get back in. That's why you say why aren't you people still on the corner? Why? And I'm telling you, that's just telling you. Like, well, we ignorant as a whole. And once everybody, even the dude that just got on the phone, we're waking up.
Everybody's waking up. I mean, as far as for me, I'm gonna tell you right now, bro. I've had, like I said, my mother was Christian. She was Baptist, and my father was a Nuwapian. At the time, it was Ansarul Allah. When I was a kid, they was into Islam. So I know about both sides, bro. I went to the mosque on Saturdays, and on Sundays I went to church. You know what I'm saying? So I've had all my life to try to figure out what was God and what it meant to me. So I'm kind of sold up as far as what is God and what it means to me. I want to see what the people out there they think. You know?
There's only one God. That's my opinion. And you got Yahweh, which is the Son of God. He said he wanted to make his people out of dirt, which is called his mud people, which is black people. Then you got the devil, which was the prettiest angel in the earth, kicked him out of heaven because he deceived everybody. It's just common sense. Like if you gotta knock out the God, you gotta knock out religion. Put two and two together.
Is the devil stronger than God, or is God and the devil?
That's why that God is letting him do all of this stuff. That he gave us free will. That's why you got people.
Are you familiar with the story of Job?
Am I what?
Are you familiar with the story of Job?
No, I'm not too familiar with that.
Okay.
I just read stuff that I can get into it, but it just got to make it. As long as it makes it, it has to make with everything I've been researching. I've been researching it. It's like I'm just watching it happen as I'm reading.
If you read the story, let me tell you, if you read the story of Job, right? In that story, God and the devil make a deal. Now, the devil says, "Give me your most humble servant, Job." Right? And I will show you that he will bend to my will. Right? He said, God said, "Okay, I'll give you Job, but you cannot hurt him. You cannot kill him or do anything to him. Take everything away from him, but you cannot kill him, or you cannot hurt him." Right? And I will show you my humble servant will stay under me. So God and the devil make a deal for Job. Now, if you are God, right, and the devil is the enemy of God, why would you make a deal with your enemy?
Like I said, he was an angel, and then you got a million other books that don't make sense. So you got to think, like, I got to research it because that doesn't make sense.
Why would you make a deal? I make deals with my homies. Niggas I build with. You know, but that's.
The devil was an angel. He was the prettiest angel. He was the only one.
But it seemed like it's just like when.
Like I said, if you just push that stuff to a side and put everything what I'm saying in perspective today, it's all right. So all of the stuff that I understand what you're saying, but the stuff that I'm saying is 100% correct. I haven't said anything wrong yet.
There's another part in the Bible. There's another part in the Bible where God asks the devil, "Where have you been?" God was having a meeting with his angels on earth, right? And the next thing you know, the devil just appears in the meeting. And God looks surprised, like, what the fuck? Now, this is omnipresent God. You know everything. You know you're everywhere at one time. You know everything. How the hell you don't know the devil is right behind you in some bushes? This nigga, the devil God looked like, what the fuck? He said to the devil, where art thou, devil? Where have you been? Where were you? The devil said, I was walking to and fro in the earth. And this is right after God had already chopped his legs off. God had took his legs in another verse. He come back out of nowhere with his legs walking. And God was like, I took your legs from you. How the fuck you get over here? You know, I mean, look, we could debate on the Bible. It's crazy. I don't want to keep.
I wasn't debating. I'm just telling facts. There's a difference between debating.
I know, but
I'm saying facts on what's going on in real life.
I know, but that's why I be like, let's say.
I make it real simple because, like I say, man, like if you Google the 10 plagues right now, and then you do the fires, look at the people that's dying. Just like these just what's that? I know, that's what I'm saying. I'm just I know.
No, I like I said, brother, like I said, I hear you, but I try not to get caught up into doctrine because doctrine can be debated, bro. Doctrine can be debated, and I don't want to do that.
If you're a black man and somebody telling you the Bible's about you, I would research it, bro.
Listen, I've researched the Bible. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Type this in whenever you get a chance. E1B1A.
E1B1A. Right. I know what that is. That's the devil's DNA.
That's the genetic DNA.
Right.
That tells you who you are in your bloodline. It's just facts.
Okay, well,
like everybody got to get this religion, just toss that away and still with facts because time is literally running. I'm telling you from what I'm seeing, like they dropping like flies. Everything that they put us through is a backfire, bro. Like I'm saying.
And then white people's DNA have alien.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. See, white people got alien DNA. You know what I'm saying? It's 100% true. It's 1,000% true.
The Neanderthal DNA is a natural DNA. Only Africans don't have.
I'm looking it up right now. Let me see. That comes from East Africa. This is a DNA that comes from East Africa. It is a Y chromosome DNA haplogroup.
I can't hear you. My bad. My phone going out. What you say?
Okay, yeah, I'm looking it up right now. The E1B1A?
Yep.
Right. The haploid group E1B1, defined by the marker P2, is the most represented human Y chromosome haplogroup in Africa. Okay, I said some bullshit then. Firstly, haplogroup EM2, a haplogroup EM329. There's a whole bunch of shit on here. Okay, I see what you're saying. That's the original. That's the oldest DNA from the Y chromosome. Okay, I see what you're saying, brother. Like I said.
It takes you all the way back to Aaron, which is Moses' brother.
But that takes you back to, according to this, is East Africa. Where was Moses from?
Yeah, because that's where everyone came out.
I'm talking to two people at the same time. Yeah, but like I say, everybody came from Africa, man. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I thought you was one of them Hebrews that be like, nah, we ain't come from Africa and all that.
No.
Okay, all right. Yeah, all right, brother. I'm gonna let you go though. I'm gonna let you go because we gotta continue on with the show. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate your build. All right. Peace, brothers. Peace. Yeah, everybody got their wisdom. Y'all come up and call. And I can learn something new. We can all learn something new. All right. So, how much time we got left? We got a good amount of time, right? All right. So yeah. For me, like I said, God is a thought. You know what I'm saying? It is the supreme thought. of everything in the universe. You know what I'm saying? And we all come from the universe. We all come from that original thought. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I boiled it down to that simplest answer. You know what I'm saying? Because some people think of God and they think of a sky daddy. You know what I'm saying? And I've always said to myself, if a physical man can come to earth, if a spiritual being could come to earth in the form of a physical man, why isn't he already here? And if he is already here, why have slavery going on? And why don't we know him? Why don't we know that he's God? You know what I'm saying? If God is also omnipresent and he's everywhere at the same time, that means that if God wanted to, we could all see God's face right in front of us, everybody on this planet Earth at one time. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't necessarily see, I think this is the thing. You know, this is how I look at God. I look at God like electricity, right? Not for real. I look at God like electricity. You know why? Because energy is energy. If you have 2 children, right? One white and one black. The white one could have been mischievous, you know, stealing stuff, doing whatever the hell, right? And the black kid could have been a nice kid, a child of God, you know, a beautiful, smart child, right? If they took a wet fork and stuck it in a socket at the same time, you know what happened? They would both get electrocuted. Both of them. This is what I'm saying. Understand what I'm saying? God is energy. God is a force. It's a will of nature. That's what God is. If you, like, okay, we've had, like in Africa, we had certain spiritualities, you know, things like voodoo and stuff like that. What happened? They still do voodoo. But what I'm saying is there's white people that do it too. And they're not ancestrally connected to our ancestors more than us. Right? They call it witchcraft. But what I'm saying is there's white people that use our spiritualities for them. But they're not ancestrally connected to our ancestors the way we are, right? But they still use it and it works for them. So what I'm saying is God is just a force that everybody could connect to. Some people can connect to it easier than some. You know what I'm saying? But you can still connect. You know what I'm saying? Like you say, like, okay, like wrong or right. Wrong or right is really relative. In some cultures, they do certain things. In other cultures, they do others, right? But there are some things that are natural, like having babies, you know, eating food, staying clean, stuff like that. That's regular stuff. That's humanistic type stuff, right? But wrong or right is really relative. You know what I'm saying? It's just like God. Anybody can connect to that power, which is God. You understand what I'm saying? Anybody. Let me answer this one right here. Hello.
What up, Queen's Foot?
No disrespect to Queen's Flip, but goddamn, if you watching the show, you see what the fuck is going on. Don't come in and, you know what I'm saying? Flip is not here. Flip is not here. Don't do that. Shout out to Flip. I love Flip. But if you watching the show, don't do that. Don't just call up here like this somebody's house phone. Don't do that. This is a studio. We handling business up here. You know what I'm saying? We got another call. Let me see. This is the same. I'm not answering that shit, son. Let me see. Hello?
What up, Queen's Foot?
This Domino's. You got the wrong number. This Domino's. You want a pizza? We got sodas on deck. We got Yo, son, give me your card info. You ordering a pizza, my nigga, or what? Fucking dickheads, my nigga. If you watching the show, You see Flip is not here. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I got a second part question. And Space, I need you to let me build. I need you to let me build, Space. Because you like to argue about this topic, and I'm just trying to ask a question. But I'm going to reference that question first, right? And I'm gonna give a little history, right? All right. So, and like I said, this topic right here is very touchy. It's a very touchy topic. People always get offended when we talk about this topic. But I think with the recent things that's going on, like you got Dwight Howard getting butt injuries. You got your boy Charlemagne talking about, you know, he gonna suck on niggas' joints if they get out of jail. You know, you got Jaden Smith talking about him and what's his name, his boyfriends on a big ass stage. And what else you got? It's just a whole bunch of shit going on. A lot of fun boy shit going on. And no disrespect. If you are homosexual, right? No disrespect to you. You are living the life that you chose. And you have made that your path. No problem. I have no problem with you. It's really the half of homos that's a problem. The niggas that's half and hiding and doing all this ducking and hiding and shit and giving motherfuckers STDs and HIVs and all that other shit. Them the niggas that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Let's talk about it. All right, so my question was, should homosexuality be tolerated or ignored? You know what I'm saying? That is my question. And like I said, with all the things that's going on, you have children in the midst of all this stuff. Children are on the internet. You know, they watching the stuff. You know, people that they looking up to are professing a certain type of sexuality, right? And, you know, children are like sponges, man. You know, children are like sponges, man. Let's take it back to slavery, right? So let's take it as far back as I can. Homosexuality, as far as we can document, goes back to about during Greece. That's, you know, the most popular time that we can recognize it, where they started writing about it, pederasty. You had certain Greek gods that were more attracted to young boys than any other sexuality. Like I think Zeus and all these motherfuckers, they had little boys as boyfriends. They, would have sex with boys. You had a Greek god. I think it was a Greek god, or is that Celtic? It might be Greek or Celtic, where they had the god Pan. Pan was a sexual deity, and hence the word pansexual, which means that that's somebody that has sex with anybody, anything. It don't matter. They're pansexual. They, it's whatever, right? So you have Pan, right, who is a little boy and a goat. You know what I'm saying? And also Valentine's Day comes from that deity as well, right? Yeah, so it starts back from there. You can take it back to Roman wrestling and all that other gay shit, and the word mentor and stuff like that, where they would mentor boys and fuck them and all kind of crazy shit. But this is their history. That is their history. You know what I'm saying? Roman culture, Greco-Roman culture. That's their history. You know what I mean? They even, if you when you talk about their wives and how they treated their wives, they had a separate island. This is how homo these niggas was. No disrespect to the homosexuals, but this is how much they hated women. They would put women on a separate island called Lesbos. They had an island called Lesbos, and that's where you also get the term lesbian, because there was just women on this island, so they was doing their thing without men. And they would actually go to the island and capture women to have sex with and have children with and stuff like that. All right, fast forward now, and let's go to slavery. When white people or Europeans started to enslave or capture black people, they had certain practices, especially mainly when they put an end to the slave trade, right? So you had an end to the slave trade, but you had slavery still going on. What they did, they just stopped allowing boats to go back and forth from Africa retrieving slaves. But you still had slavery going on. So what they did at that time, they created sex farms, right? Breeding farms and sex farms, right? This is real talk. This is history. This is history. I want to give people a little history to show you where this shit started to hit us from, because this is crazy. You have a lot of individuals out here. And see, the thing is, when people talk about certain things, right? Who? Who was gay? Egyptians weren't gay, bro. That is a pseudoscience. There was nothing. It says it on Google.
No, they got paintings
bro.
on the walls.
Show me the paintings. Show me the paintings. There are no paintings on the wall about homosexuality. There's no Let me see the paintings right now, and I will show you. Let me see the paintings. There is no paintings about homosexuality, bro. First to begin, you can't even see what's on the wall right here. Homosexuality in ancient Egypt is a passionately disputed subject within Egyptology. Historians and Egyptologists alike debate what kind of view the ancient Egyptians society fostered about homosexuality. Only a handful of direct hints have served to this day, and many possibilities indications are only vague and offer plenty of room for speculation. That does not mean that there was homosexuality in Egypt. It just means that you have people that are homosexual apologists arguing that maybe it's a possibility.
You didn't even read the next paragraph.
Bro, that's all I need to read. Once they preference, no. They preference. Right? That's not what it's saying. Because understand, just like the story of okay. And Naham Hotep. Okay.
Each had families of their own children and wives, but when they died, their families apparently decided to bury them together.
That don't mean shit. That don't mean nothing.
They were speculated to have sex.
There's speculation. There's no evidence. It's all speculated. Just like the story again.
Right,
just like the story again.
Both men depicted facing each other, touching their faces nose to nose. In the tomb.
Is that same picture?
That's what it says.
That picture's not showing that. That picture is not showing that. The picture you showed me is them face to face like this. You know how many? That could be a discussion they having. They could have been brothers. They could have been bros. Normally doesn't mean exact. And that's what I was saying about arguing. Let's not debate. Like I said, because we can debate on that shit all day. Anyway, let's take it back to people are calling up. I want to answer y'all, but let me build real quick. Let me just build. Let me get all of this out, and then I'm gonna answer the calls, right? Okay. So, during slavery, when we first came to this motherfucking place, we all know about how the sea merchants and certain pirates, they would bring black people over here. We also know that some of the things that was happening on those ships, a lot of rape was being taken place. And don't think that they was just raping women. When they talk about, how they raped our people, a lot of times we think about just women. They rape men too. Understand that a lot of the first slave masters was gay. A lot of them were homosexuals, bro. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of their use for certain slaves involved entertainment. And a lot of it was homosexual. A lot of it was sexual. In other words, they would pin. It didn't matter. It didn't matter who it was. It could have been your mother. They would have threw y'all on breeding farms, right? Like where they get the term motherfucker, right? That's an actual term for what slaves would call each other when you had sex with your mother, when you breeded with your mother, because they would take y'all and blindfold y'all. They would blindfold you because what would happen was they would throw slaves in like a little quarter together for them to breed, right? Or this is what they called it. It was breeding, right? This is how they treated us, like animals, right? So they would throw you in a quarter. It could be with your mother. It could be with your sister, your cousin. It don't matter. And if y'all didn't have sex, they would beat y'all, hang y'all, kill y'all, whatever. You understand what I'm saying? This is the certain things that, that they would do. They didn't care, right? They also had something called buck breaking, which was very popular in the Caribbean. It happened in the United States, but it was very popular in the Caribbean, where they would take the lead when they would get people from Africa, right? They would either take the king or they would take just the strongest male or whoever was the most whoever was of causing the most problems. You know what I'm saying? They would get you, whoever, basically, if you was the influential male of the tribe that they just caught or the Africans that they just caught, you was trying to take a stand, they would buck break you. And where they would grab you, they would get you, put you in a quarter, chain you up, bend you over, and you already know. Niggas was gay, they was homosexual, a lot of them. You know what I mean? I mean, these people, like I said, man, these people did a lot to us, man, sexually. And I don't think we like to factor in a lot of things. A lot of things that happened to us, like I said, it didn't matter who was on the ships. If you was a baby, if you was a child, a little girl, if it was your child, you couldn't do nothing. You was in chain. You was chained up to a wall. And if they took your baby girl, if they took your child, took them upstairs and did whatever to them, there was nothing you could do. You got to understand how traumatizing that is. A lot of times when experts, when they talk about trauma, human trauma, they like to say that it causes like a duality in a person. In other words, a part of your mind splits from the experience. You understand what I'm saying? When you go through a trauma, a part of your mind splits because you're trying to break away. You're trying to break away from an experience, but you can't. You can't go nowhere, so you go through it. Your body's going through it. Your mind splits mentally and causes a break within yourself to get away because regardless of what, your mind is telling the body that, hey, look, regardless of what, I'm getting the fuck out of this situation because I don't want this to go down. You're being raped. Women, men, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Your body is telling you, I got to get the fuck out of here. Your mind is telling you, I got to get the fuck out of here. So you go through like a schizophrenia, if you will, like a kind of a split in your mentality. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't never come back from that. It takes a strong person to come back from that. So imagine going through that, like the brother said, 400 years, right? Next year is the anniversary. I think, what is it, November 2019? I could be wrong. Y'all correct me on that. You know what I'm saying? But next year is the anniversary of 400 years. And like I said, it didn't stop during slavery. Even after slavery, when black men would go to jail, and at that time, the populace in jail was it was a lot of black people, but it really wasn't a lot of, in the beginning, it wasn't a lot of black people. It was mostly white people in there. So if you was a black man and you got all these Cretans in there, because mind you, a lot of those pilgrims that came over here in the beginning, they were prisoners in Europe. And in Europe, in the prisons, it's just like the prisons now. This is where we got the prison system from. This is a European concept of prison. And we're living it out today. So the rapes and stuff that went on is going on in prisons now, it went on in ancient in Europe when they had their prisons and then they let open all those killers, those rapists and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, into this country and say, hey, you know, go to America, go to the land of the free and you know, and find your milk and honey and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So we went through a lot in this country. We went through a lot. And understand something. When there is always a call for you to come back home. And what I mean by that is chickens will always come home to roost. There is always two sides to a story. I don't know how to fuck. You know, things have to be avenged. You know, atrocities have to be answered for. You know? And when they don't get answered for, it plays out in many different ways. You know? The fact of the matter that we see homosexuality being so prevalent in this place today, in my opinion, is due to a lot of unanswered trauma that we went through. You know? The ancestors are angry. The ancestors will turn their back on you. You understand that? If you want to see, some cultures see the ancestors as gods. You know, some African cultures have great ancestors that they revere as God. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of those ancestors went through trauma that we have to answer. You know what I'm saying? We have to answer for those things. And the fact that we trying to find ourselves comfortable in this land, me, myself as well. I want my family to be comfortable here in New York City. You know what I'm saying? And I don't necessarily want to have, you know, blame put on you, but the thing about it is you're responsible for what you know. You know what I mean? And the fact that I know this history, the fact that a lot of us know the history and, you know, have done the due diligence to study, it is on us to now act on what we know. And I've done my part in little parts and, you know, little spaces here and there. But, you know, in reality, there's a lot more that, you know, what I can do. And that's a lot of the reason why I do this show. That's a lot of reason why I talk about what I talk about, because I want my people to be abreast on certain things. A lot of times I try not to go too deep into the history and certain things because I know it'll bore y'all. So, you know, I try to give you Kool-Aid instead of real juice. You know what I'm saying? You know, I try to, you know, warm you up in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know, like I said, I know the homosexual thing is it's a hard topic to talk about because, like, you don't want to disparage anybody, and I don't want to make anybody feel less of a human or, you know, make them feel like I'm trying to disrespect them, and I'm not. You know, the history is there, man. The history is there. The fact of the matter is, when we came over here, we had families, bro. We had families, man. Nobody was gay. There's no such thing as a homosexual slave. When we got raped by men, you gotta understand. Even to this day, like if a young boy is molested or something like that, motherfuckers don't like to talk about that shit. Motherfuckers don't bring that shit up. Motherfuckers like, huh? What? Which one? You can't say that word on YouTube. Which one? Oh, okay. When you get played with, that's crazy though. Can we talk about that? Cause that's crazy. How I can't say that? You can't say that. That's like saying assaulted. I can't say assaulted.
It's just YouTube standard.
That is retarded though. YouTube is on some other shit. That shit is YouTube is being weaponized for real, bro. You can't say the M word?
No, not the M word.
That's what I have to say. That's what I have to say. This shit is crazy.
It's just
the guidelines.
Computers doing the things instead of people.
Instead of the people. Okay, right. I got you.
That's what it is.
All right, forgive me.
They don't care about the context of the conversation.
It's just certain words.
Just a word and it flags it. That's all.
But that's crazy. Okay, so, you know, if you're a victim of child abuse, for a young boy, a lot of times young boys don't like to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Because as boys, we grow up thinking that, yo, we got to be strong. You know, you can't be a punk. You can't let nobody get the best of you. You know what I'm saying? And to have that in the back of your mind that something like that happened to you, it's like, damn, yo. Somebody took advantage of me, son. That shit is crazy. That shit's fucked up. You know what I mean? So it's tough to talk about. And I know a lot of people don't want to talk about it, but the fact of the matter, the reason for a lot of our traumas, I had a friend. That I talked to a while back. And mind you, I haven't talked to this dude in a minute. He just hit me up on Facebook. He was like, yo, what's your number? And I gave him my number and I talked to him. And we was talking, building like a lot of, shit from back in the day, like, when we was kids and shit like that. And he started talking, yo, remember I used to go in so-and-so house and stuff like that. Remember we used to go over there, used to come over and chill with me and stuff. Yo, that motherfucker did this to me, son. And a lot of times when you used to come over there, I was there, but I just didn't answer because that situation was going on. And I didn't really know what to say. You know what I'm saying? Because even in that situation, right, it was a female that did that to him. And a lot of times we like to think as men like, yo, shit, if a girl do something to me at that age, boom, boom, like, I like that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I've heard different ideals on this shit. You know what I mean? I heard different ideas. I heard people say, well, that led me to kind of not trusting women and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But, and I know I'm going off topic like a motherfucker, but, I just wanted to talk about that because, that was crazy. Like, he was telling me how that shit made him feel. He started crying and shit like that. He, like, paused for me. He's like, hold on. I know he was crying and shit. He had me for a hold for a minute. And he got back on the phone. And he was like, yeah, man, I ain't tell nobody that shit, bro. I ain't never told nobody that shit. And I was like, yo, how that make you feel? He was like, yo, like, I don't trust women, son. He said, like, the same shit. Like, I don't trust women. You know what I mean? I don't like relationships and, like, shit like that. I don't like women being all affectionate with me and shit like that. I don't like that shit. You know what I'm saying? He said he not gay enough and he like women. It's just that certain things he just don't like. You know what I'm saying? So child trauma is something serious. And the fact that we went through that in slavery, it plays a part on our mentality too. Even when your mother, something happens to our mothers, because a lot of us could ask our mother certain shit, she not going to tell you certain things about her childhood because she even went through certain things. You know what I'm saying? And, a lot of the ways that she might teach you, you know what I'm saying, might be because of the trauma that she went through. You know what I'm saying? And you're playing it out in this day and time. You know what I mean? Yo, the topic is deep, man. It's a deep topic. Y'all niggas call up, man. Y'all niggas call up and answer this shit for me, man. So basically, don't put it up. I be thinking that shit too loud or something. I don't know. Yeah, so y'all niggas call up, man, ask y'all questions. But yeah, that was deep, man. That shit is crazy. But my thing is like, should it be ignored or tolerated? You know what I'm saying? In this day and time, like, is it okay for men to talk like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do y'all feel about that shit? Like, is it okay for Dwight Howard to?
Yes. What the fuck? Niggas can do whatever they want to do, man.
Not really.
Why?
Not really, man.
Why are you against people doing what they want to do?
Because it affects other people. Doing what you doing, doing what you want to do can affect somebody else. Okay, so what if somebody want to rob you and take your wallet?
Okay.
He took your wallet. That's not different. I do what I wanted to do. I'm doing what I wanted to do.
For themselves?
I'm doing what I wanted to do.
You're misinterpreting.
No, I'm not. You said, what's wrong with somebody doing what they want to do?
Doing what they want to do. You and yourself can do whatever you want to do. You doing something to somebody else is you automatically involving another life.
Okay.
Then it has to do with someone else.
Okay, so having sex without a condom, right? and somebody ends up catching the STD. Let's say you in a relationship, right? And you catch your STD. You fuck it. I'm gonna still fuck my girl, even though my dick itch. I'm gonna still fuck her.
What are you talking about?
No, I'm saying, you said to do what you want to do. Doing what you do want to do is being reckless. No. Doing what you want to do is
person, that's being reckless.
That's being reckless, bro.
And start destroying shit in the streets. That's your prerogative, man.
That's being reckless, man.
Yeah, but once you start,
we gotta call
people, you're involved in other lives. You're not doing you're not in control of your own. Like you're disrupting other lives.
You're not making sense. Yo, what it is?
I figure like this.
Go ahead, man.
You could do whatever you want to do. Everybody got the right. Like you was something about different energy, all that. I only caught that earlier part. One, I want to go back to that. Everybody got principles, right? So you know not to kill your mom, your dad. But everybody else is open game for a reason. Because you got the freedom to do whatever you want to do.
Principles stop you from doing what you want to do.
No, consequences stop you from what you want to do.
See,
so you can't do what you want to do then.
All right, my bad. A moral
you just
right.
have to deal with the consequence.
Here's my thing, right? I think doing what you want to do is really, because want is really a lower vibration. Wanting something and needing something is two different things. You wanting something like, damn, I want some money. I'm going to go rob something. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get it regardless of what. Okay. Somebody could got killed on that robbery.
And then you got to deal with the consequences.
Okay. But no, I'm saying you don't kill your parents.
Go ahead.
Not off of no consequences. You already just knew not to do that.
Say that one more time.
I said you don't kill your mom and dad because of consequences when you're young. You don't do it because you know it's built into you.
There's kids
they did what they want to do, and guess what? They ain't jabbed.
Exactly. They had to deal with the consequences.
So you saying you could do what you want to do, but deal with the consequences?
No, you have to deal with the consequences. If that's what you want to do, you got to deal with whatever comes with it.
Okay, but
you can't predict your future.
Okay, but the consequences, thinking about the consequences will stop you, right? From doing what you want to do. Stop you from doing what you want to do.
Nobody's telling you can't do it.
So
am I right or wrong?
Nah.
You kind of right.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Nah.
Only because
you just got to deal with whatever comes with that.
This is my thing.
But this is a world that we watch other people and learn from. So if you want to do what you want to do, and I'm just watching you,
it's just like let me tell you what stops you from doing what you want to do. Pain. What? Pain is a natural occurrence of your brain telling you not to do that. Yes. So your own body will tell you don't do something.
People who even cut themselves and burn themselves.
Those are people that are. So you would call that person. So you would call that person insane.
No.
Yes, you would call that. You would say that person. If a nigga come in here right now, like if Chicken come in here right now and just start cutting his wrist.
This nigga Chicken.
I know. Shout out to that man. But if anybody came in here and just started cutting their wrists and doing all this stuff, you like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
It'd be crazy.
You like, get the fuck out! Don't do that shit in here, you crazy motherfucker. That's what it'll be.
But he's
doing what he want to do. But you're calling that person a crazy person. Why would you do that?
Because it's not me. I would not do that.
Okay, because you are not
crazy. That's bullshit. I call bullshit.
Right. Go ahead, Bill.
Nah, you calling them crazy. Everybody in the room, you can't. If a nigga want to be a dog, everybody ain't walking up saying, "Oh, I'm a pet his head," and all. Nah, we all look crazy, bro.
Exactly. That person is crazy. See,
there's a nigga right now that said, He said, what did he say? I feel 20. He said I feel 28 or some shit. He was like 54, and the court granted him the shit.
Come on, nah, I seen that, yo.
He's doing whatever the fuck he want to do, but it's crazy.
But see, that's the day and time that we live. See, but that's when you got to start questioning the day and time that you're living in. That's when you got to start questioning that shit.
All day.
That's what. All right, peace. that's when you got to start questioning the day and times that we live in, motherfucker. We can't just be like, you could be anything you want, you could do anything you fucking want, my nigga. It don't go like that. For a sane, productive person in this world, it just don't work like that, man. See, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. And we've gotten away with working as a community with each other. I'm gonna tell you some real shit, right?
Yeah, nah. See, he was 69-year-old man, and he legally changed his name to 49 because
he changed his name, not his age.
Because he said it fits his body, and it claims it's the way he.
Well, you can change your name to anything you want to be.
He changed his age. I mean, not his
did he change his name or his age?
His age, 69 to 49.
See, so what? So hold on, let me ask you this now. So did they put that on his birth certificate?
They changed it.
On his birth certificate.
They changed it legally on his license.
His year and everything like that? The year of his date of birth and all that?
Yeah.
But it's not on his birth certificate though.
No. It's on his
he
license.
might have some problems with that shit.
With the state, it's on his license. He is
he might have some problems with that. Because if he shows somebody his birth certificate is not the same year, it's gonna be problems. They gonna think he frauding.
Nah, he just changed it.
Putting himself.
Who looks at your fucking birth certificate?
In whatever case that if you lose your license at the DMV, you got to bring extra ID to get your shit back.
Once you get an ID at the DMV, you got ID.
Yeah, but you got to have birth certificate. You got to have this. You got to have that. In New York State.
But once you got it, you got it.
Once you get but if they see that and they see the shit don't match, because what I'm saying is, okay, well then he gonna have to ask them every time. Well, can you put this date in? Cause
he has a state. He'll have a state letter that declares him.
I guess so. I guess that's the case. He's retarded though. He's retarded because there's no sense in that. Be proud of your fucking age. You're gonna die in the next. So he's gonna die at 50. You know what, it's really 80.
I looked at an interview and it said he did it because he was online and everybody online was not hitting him up because his age, because he was 69, but. He said his body is not 69.
So he catfishing.
Like 49.
He trying to catfish legally. He trying to legally do it.
He changed his age on the dating website.
Man, that's retarded, bro. That's just stupid in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? What if he feels sick the next year because of his age, his real age? That's just silly.
That's funny shit.
But like I said,
he did it because he wanted to.
He did it because he wanted to. That's not affecting nobody. If that's what he wanted to do, that's on him. But like I said, but no, in certain situations,
it affects people though. Sure.
It does affect people. That's a fact. Because if he dies, they gonna be like, damn, he died at 55.
What if somebody is 30 and they say, nah, I think I'm 15, and then they go around and start trying to.
You know, I seen some shit with a dude talking about trans age.
Yeah.
Trans age. There was a dude talking about he was a grown ass man. He got family, children, kids, everything like that. This man left his family to go live with some white couple as a 5-year-old girl.
Yeah, some bullshit. It's stupid.
Niggas is crazy. But that's what he wanted to fucking do. That's what he wanted to fucking do. I ain't got time.
According to you, it affects other people.
Yes, it does. Like you just said, it affects other people.
It
does, bro.
It affects the court system, but
it does, bro.
It doesn't really affect me, my nigga.
It's the fall of society, my nigga. That's what it is.
Society been failed.
That's why the government has fully taken control, because society is on some retarded shit. We fucking up, son. That's why, you can't get 5 niggas to have your back in court.
You're not supposed to. Evidence.
I'm just saying evidence, but your witnesses are key too.
Yo, this is the thing about witnesses. You don't even remember your thing. People don't remember shit. They just remember that they remembered. They don't. Yeah,
but remember. If you can get 5 solid people that can remember the same thing and present it in court, that shit will stand in court, bro.
Not all the time.
Not all the time, unless they have hard evidence on you for something. But if they don't have hard evidence,
video, a timestamp on a receipt, like something like that, is way more credible in court than somebody saying he was doing that.
If they have it. If they don't, 5 people. Look, listen, I don't give a fuck. Witnesses in court matter, bro. That can help you.
It does matter. Yeah.
It can help you, bro. It can help you. So,
but harder evidence matters more.
That's true. But like I say, man. the fall of a community, bro. The fall of black men standing strong. If you having sex with another man, you're not standing.
What's wrong with this nigga? This is cold, man.
Huh? Yo, y'all call up. I don't think nobody called up. They was calling before, man. Once I started talking about the other shit, they was like, man, I ain't calling this nigga. Y'all niggas call up, man. Answer this question or just ask any question y'all want to ask. I'll answer it. You know what I'm saying?
What's the type of shit you on?
Type of shit I'm on, man, because that's a rough topic, though, man. It's rough, bro.
What?
Speaking on, like, child traumas and stuff like that.
Don't speak on that.
It's tough, man. I'm trying to, it's rough, bro. It's rough, bro. But all I'm saying is, beyond that, we have to take into account our history. We have to take into account that, the things that we went through, man, here. You know what I'm saying? And how we live our lives, man. We have to. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I ask people if they believe in God. And one of the reasons why I ask that is because I feel like a lot of people become atheists or they stop believing in God because they want to have a reason to do fuckery in their life. They want to have a reason to do anything they want, as you say. No, you can't do that with God in your life.
That's not true.
Hold on 1 second. Let me answer this one. Yo, what's up?
What's good?
What it is, go, my brother.
I gotta go, but all I gotta say is salute to you for finally fucking flip up.
What happened? What he said? I don't know, nigga.
He said salute to you for fucking flip up.
For fucking flip up. I didn't fuck flip up. You know what I'm saying? Me and Flip had a dope conversation. Somebody calling from some other shit. It's like another country. Yeah. I'm gonna answer it though. Yo, what up? The speakers on. Yo. Wagwan.
Yeah, man, I'm not sure what the topic is about. I'm calling you from Australia.
Oh, wow. Oh, shit. What's up, man? What's going on? You in down under?
Yeah.
How
man.
Are you Aborigine or are you white or what do you consider yourself?
I'm from originally from the Caucasus. Have you heard of the Caucasus?
The Caucasus Mountains.
Yes, the Caucasus region, and there's a misconception that I keep hearing. Especially in America. Hang on. Especially in America, that white people came from the Caucasus, and to be honest, the white Americans they do not represent us from the Caucasus, and
you are white though, right? You are white.
We are white, but
you're Caucasian.
Consider us blacks.
What happened?
We are natives to the Caucasus region. All right, are you with me?
I'm with you on that. And then you said what?
So the Russians, the Rus is like an ethnicity, okay? So they consider us people from the Caucasus to be black.
Why would they consider you to be black exactly? If you could break that down.
Because the Rus are they're racist. They don't like people from Caucasus because we're different.
But if they're Russian, wouldn't they be from the Caucasus Mountains too? Originally from huh?
No, of course not.
Where would they be from? Where would they okay, I don't want to get confused. So the white people in Australia or your white descendants come from the Caucasus region?
No, I come from the Caucasus. Australians, they come from England and like Americans, they come from everywhere in the world, right?
Okay.
The Australians is the same thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand.
I immigrated to Australia.
Okay. So the Rus, the Rus in Australia don't like the people of the Caucasus region in Australia.
No, the Rus in Russia, they don't like the Caucasus people in the Caucasus.
Oh, in the Caucasus. Oh, okay, I understand now. Okay, because okay, because you know I am of the
I mean, you got it all mixed up. I mean, the whole point I'm trying to make is that, man, we're all in it together. We all suffer from racism in one way or another.
Wow. Okay.
So there's no point putting like you know, like an entire race into a single region that you guys have nothing to know about.
Yeah,
you know, Khabib.
They don't believe.
Let me say this. Let me say
Wait
this
a
though.
minute, man.
Let me.
Do you know Khabib Nurmagomedov, the guy that beat up the Irish, the Irish
Mayweather? Mayweather?
No, Khabib Nurmagomedov, the guy that beat up the Irish chicken.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do
when you look at him, do you see him as white?
They do. I'm not gonna lie to you. The majority of people in America will see him and McGregor as white people.
You got to understand.
Okay. Hang on. Space. Hang on. So if the majority of Americans look at him as white,
Black
but
Americans.
the Russians don't see him as white, but they see him as black, what does that make him?
It makes him wherever the fuck he from. This my situation. This is my thing.
Exactly.
Let me hold on. When he says black, black is a certain, understand something. Black is a certain nationality that was used for specifically black people. You cannot say because they don't like you that you are black. Nigga, you wasn't hung in the Caucasus Mountain, motherfucker. So don't call here talking about, you know, we're black and we suffer from racism too. Get the fuck out of here. He's disrespectful. No, he's disrespectful. Yes. Because he's being disrespectful. First begin, yes, he is. He's not letting me talk. No, I understand what he's saying. I understand what he's saying. Definitely.
Where have you gone?
I've been to Canada. I've been to Jamaica. I've been to Trinidad.
To the other side, across the pond. No.
To another continent?
I'm just saying.
No, I have not traveled to Europe.
Have you traveled to other white countries?
Yes, and let me say something.
Okay.
I have talked to people here. We live in New York.
Yes.
There is a lot of people. There are a lot of people from different places.
I get it.
Yes, they tell you. Especially when you talk about the Soviet Union, Soviet Union, because he was being disrespectful. I'm trying to say something, he wouldn't even let me talk. This is my show. Then he gonna tell me, no, let me talk. Like we arguing. All I'm saying is, yo, let me preference because if he call back, I'll pick up. But what I'm saying is this: when you say black, come on, bro. In no other place on the planet.
I get it because I live
and he's calling back. Let me answer.
I know how black people are. I get it. But when you go outside this country,
let me answer. Yo, look, be respectful. Let me say something, and I want you to understand something.
Dude,
hold on. Let me make the template. I don't want to argue with you. I'm trying to be fair with you, but let me talk. Okay. See now,
why would you hang up on him
he
again?
just called me a bitch and I can't slap him, so I'm gonna hang up. You know what I'm saying? I cannot fight this nigga through the phone. I hate when people do that. Don't be fucking disrespectful over the phone. Stop it. Stop with that's punk pussy shit. Stop being disrespectful all the way from fucking Australia. There's no reason to be disrespectful. You will never see me. You will never see me.
He called you a bitch because you hung up on him.
Because he's being a bitch as well. But I didn't call him that. But did I call him a bitch though? You're not gonna call him to my phone, my show and be disrespectful. You calling me a bitch and shit like that. I don't give a fuck. Do not call and be disrespectful over the phone. Be intellectual. Let me talk. I'll let you talk. You talk for a minute. Let me talk and let me say what I have to say. You said black people and they called y'all black. And I'm going to tell you that that is a misnomer and it's incorrect.
He's wrong for saying that he's black because he's not black.
That's all I'm saying.
But I get where he's coming from.
I understand it too. In other words, they feel like they disparage their people in the Caucasus regions. Yeah. The Russians disparage them, just like how. But what I'm saying is, it's different because black was tagged on us from slavery. There was a reason why we were called black. Yes. You understand what I'm saying? So that's all I was trying to preference, and he wouldn't let me do that. He feel like I'm arguing with him. You in Australia, like you have a hard time there, nigga. You not in the Caucasus regions? You in Australia? I don't know what he going through. That's what I was trying to ask him. I said, yo, we'll talk about, I'm trying to get him to talk about Australia. You talking about the Caucasus regions, where all y'all niggas come from the fucking Caucasus Mountains. According to fucking science.
I don't know about that. But okay.
This nigga keep calling.
Pick it up.
Look, I just want him to be respectful. If you watching this shit.
Pick it up, don't talk.
I hung up good. I banged on it by accident. That was by accident. I used to play drums.
Go back.
I doubled, you know what I'm saying? I did a rim shot on the fucking speaker. My bad. You know what I'm saying? All I got, listen, just be respectful. If you watching this shit, be respectful. Be respectful. We could talk. Tell me about who you are and where you come from. No problem. But be respectful. This is my show. I just wanted to give you the template and let you ride off of that. You understand what I'm saying? I would love to hear you if you're from another country and what y'all going through. But be respectful. This is him again. I don't know what happened. I answered it and it didn't go through. Sometimes it does that.
You probably missed it.
If you call back, man, I don't know how much they charge you, my nigga. Goddamn. But he calling like a motherfucker. He calls back, I answer. But all I'm saying is like this, man. You know, yeah, I'm sure that they go through stuff too. Let me see who this is. Yo.
I heard you, man. I wasn't disrespecting you to begin with, bro. Yeah.
Go ahead.
We started on the wrong foot, but just
go ahead.
Finish what I have to say, and then I'll listen to you. All right?
Okay, no problem. I'm listening to you.
Okay. Jeez, man, you're frustrating when you just start cutting in without letting.
Just go ahead, man. Go ahead. I'm giving you the floor.
Fuck, man.
Fuck, dang. All right, Mike. Crocodile Dundee.
Okay, what do you have against what I said?
What I'm saying, all I was saying is when you said black, you know,
yeah.
I don't agree with them calling you black, but I get what you're saying. In other words, you feel like those people have disparaged your people or discriminated against your people, and in some ways we may have something in common on that level. But what I'm saying is
true.
Right.
True. Hang on, true.
Okay, go ahead.
True.
I'm gonna let you talk.
It's true. It doesn't bother me if they call me black, man. I mean, black is just a color.
That's not my argument. That's not my argument.
No,
that's not my argument.
This way, dude. It doesn't. All I'm saying is, like, when you guys put like everyone into the same like region and say like, you know, people from America come from the Caucasus originally. Dude, that's a shame. Come visit us in the Caucasus, and you'll see how, you know, different the people from the Caucasus are to.
Would you say that?
You know, the white Americans that
let me ask you a question.
From Europe and bullshit.
Let me ask you a question.
It's ridiculous, man.
Let me ask you a question. Would you say French people and Italian people have the same culture?
Bro, I hate fucking
So
Europeans.
if we go to France and we see French people living differently from people from Italy, could, you know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm trying to say? I mean, they still Europeans.
They're ethnically different.
Go ahead.
They're ethnically different, man. They come from different tribes. Just like people in Africa, you have like billions of tribes.
Factual.
So
and certain tribes war with each other.
Different and unique. You cannot just put people based on color.
All right.
It does not make sense.
Space Ghost want to ask you a question.
What's your name?
My name is Wazirmus.
I don't know how to say that. All right. But what's the difference?
We'll just call you Meth.
Yeah, it's not Jack, John, bullshit, because we're not white.
Oh my God.
I mean, no. That is an English name. That is, you see how he ignorant? That is an English name. That is English. In other words, people that come from the Isles in England. That's all that means. Just because go ahead.
What's the difference between Australians
he from Brooklyn
and people from New Zealand?
there's no difference if you're looking at like the colonizers, like the people that came from Europe. They're the same people. Ethnically, they're the same. They come from the same regions. They've come here.
New Zealanders, what do they call themselves?
Come on, man. They're the same
they
people. They just don't like each other. That's all. One don't like the other. That don't mean that. You could call it racial. I don't know if you can call that racial profiling, really. You know what I'm saying? It's discrimination. You understand what I'm saying? It's just discrimination. Because I'm pretty sure if you was to go to Russia, they wouldn't know you from the Caucasus region unless you told them.
Yes, they would.
So they would just see you.
Sometimes they be knowing.
But just off of looks.
That's like you saying if you drop a Korean in China, they're not gonna know the difference.
They're not until he talk. They're not until he talk. They're not gonna know until he talk.
Hey,
no, they're not.
You've never been. Hey,
no, they're not,
bro.
Do
you think the people in Caucasus look like the people in America? And like, well, what are you talking about, man? Each type of people have individual characteristics.
Do all Africans look alike?
No.
All right then.
No. But you can tell an African from a black person in America. You can. You can tell.
You can, but still, not all. From certain regions are. And you got to understand too.
I can tell an African from anybody else.
You got a point. But not all Africans.
I know a lot of Africans.
Do you know a lot of Nigerians? You know a lot of people from Ghana. They don't look. They don't. Some of them you don't know. Some of them be light skinned. Oh, you from Nigeria? I know.
True, man. Like, stop it, man. Like, stop being a goddamn stupid man. Like,
okay, yo.
Come from one region.
Yo.
Hey,
I'm not being stupid.
Bro.
I'm giving you logic. See, that's the
man.
problem with.
We will eat you.
Listen. What he say?
Hey, go fuck yourself, man.
Hey, yo, let me ask you a question. No. I'm gonna keep him on the line. Have you ever read a book? Have you ever read a book called The Iceman's Inheritance?
No.
In that book, he hung up? Yeah, I think he hung up.
He said,
go fuck yourself. That's all he wanted. He just wanted to call me and say that. I love y'all, man. I love all y'all, man.
All right, say your thing and wrap it up.
All right, so we had a wonderful fucking show today. That white man was big mad because I wasn't identifying with his struggle and shit like that because he looked just like Russians and they all look alike until they start talking.
They don't.
Get the fuck out of here. That bullshit.
Shoot, off your phone, man. Come on.
No, I was trying to see something. All right, so like I said, we got to give ourselves a higher perspective on a lot of things, man. And, just have the due diligence to study and go into the history and ask yourself, how important is God? You know what I'm saying? I wish we'd have got deep on that, but it's okay. We still had a good show. I believe in God. I believe in God in me. You know what I'm saying? The God in me. I'll say that, But yeah, man, y'all continue to fuck with me. Continue to watch the show. I'm here, man. You know what I'm saying? All right. Peace, man. Straight lives matter. You already know. We out.